Unlock focus in minutes. Have you ever asked yourself a hard question? Why can some people finish in 2 hours what takes you an entire week? This is not a soft question. It is a question that forces you to look directly at your habits, your focus, your mind. Many people avoid it because they know the truth inside. They are not slow learners. They are not weak. They are only scattered. They move in many directions but go nowhere. Think about the last time you opened your laptop. You wanted to study English. You wanted to work. You wanted to make progress. 5 minutes later, you were inside a video, then an email, then a notification, then a random thought. And suddenly, 30 minutes disappeared. You did not feel lazy. You felt lost. Your brain was loud. Your focus was quiet. I know this feeling. Every single person who tries to grow has walked through that same fog. Here is the part no one tells you. It is not your fault. Your brain is not broken. It is reacting exactly as it was designed to react. It is trying to protect you from challenge. It is trying to keep you safe. But safety is not the same as progress. Safety is not the same as mastery. This is Wason. You are listening to Learn English Listening. This is the place where you stop blaming your ability and start understanding your mind. If you want to grow, if you want to speak English with confidence, if you want to control your focus, you must learn the state behind high performance. Before we go deeper, I want to hear from you. Which city are you joining us from? And what hour of the day is it for you right now? Tell me, because your environment, your time, your energy, all of it becomes part of your learning state. Stay with me. In the next few minutes, you will learn a switch that most people never discover in their entire lives. Let us talk about the struggle you carry but rarely speak about. You sit down to study English. You want to focus. You want to improve. Yet your mind rebels. Your attention slips. Your chest tightens. Your thoughts scatter. And you start to wonder, am I the problem? Am I the one who cannot concentrate? Am I not good enough? Inside your head, there is a voice that never stops talking. It is the inner critic. It tells you that you will say a sentence wrong. It tells you that people will judge your accent. It tells you that you will fail before you even begin. It sounds like a warning. But it is fear, nothing more. Most people believe they lack discipline. What they really lack is a stable internal state. You cannot build confidence on top of fear. You cannot build progress on top of doubt. You cannot learn English while fighting your own mind every minute. You wake up with responsibilities. You carry pressure that no one sees. You push through the day. You try to show strength. But deep inside, you know the truth. You are tired. You are overwhelmed. And your brain is running in emergency mode, not learning mode. Let me ask you something real. Have you ever carried a burden no one else could see? A weight that followed you into every study session, every goal, every attempt to improve? If your answer is yes, you are not alone. Many learners face the same invisible enemy. Here is the important point. The problem is not your intelligence. The problem is not your English skills. The problem is not a lack of effort. The problem is that you have never been taught how to switch your mind into a focused state. You keep trying to learn English with the same mental state you use for stress, for fear, for survival. That state cannot support growth. Stay with me. Because in the next part, I am going to show you the key that changes everything. There is a hidden key that top performers use without even realizing it. It is the idea of entering a state where everything feels clear, smooth, effortless. This state has a name. It is called flow. When you are in flow, your inner critic becomes silent, your focus sharpens, your actions feel natural, you stop analyzing every mistake, and you simply move. The rule behind this state is simple. Your brain enters flow when the level of challenge is slightly higher than your current ability. Not too hard, not too easy, just enough to wake your mind. This is often called the 4% rule, when something is far beyond your skill. You freeze. When something is far below your skill, you become bored. But when the task is just a little harder, your brain steps forward instead of stepping back. Apply this to English. If the material is too difficult, you panic, you shut down. If the material is too easy, you lose interest, you drift away. Flow sits exactly in the middle. This is why some people learn faster. They place themselves in the zone where their brain wants to stay alert. Let me give you 3 phrases that describe this experience. The first is, get in the zone. It means entering the mental state where you perform at your best. The second is switch gears. It means shifting your mind into a higher level of intensity. The third is one step at a time. It means progress happens through small, controlled movements, not through panic, not through pressure. Many learners think they are not talented. That is not true. They simply never learned how to activate the switch. They keep studying with random difficulty, random environments, random focus. They keep waiting for motivation, instead of creating the state. Here is the truth. Flow is not magic. It is a formula. Once you know the formula, you can control it. In the next part, you will discover how to command your focus with strength, not fear, and how to use this state to accelerate your English learning in a way you have never experienced before. Now we arrive at the turning point, the moment where most people wake up. You have been trying to study English with pressure on your shoulders. You have been pushing yourself with fear. You have been waiting for motivation to magically appear. But there is a simple truth that will change everything. You cannot learn in a state of fear. You must learn in a state of control. When you sit down to study and feel overwhelmed, when you hear that voice telling you that you will fail, when your mind jumps to every direction except the one you want, that is not a sign of weakness. That is a sign that your mind has not switched into the correct gear. You are trying to run a race without warming up. You are trying to lift weight without breathing. You are trying to speak a new language while your brain is still in survival mode. This is the moment where Wason speaks directly to you. You are not failing because English is hard. You are failing because you start every session in the wrong state. Once you understand this, you regain power. You stop fighting your mind. You start commanding it. Let me teach you 2 powerful phrases that describe this moment. The first is face the moment. It means to look directly at what scares you and act anyway. The second is lock in. It means to tighten your focus so deeply that everything else fades away. When you lock in, you are unstoppable. Your attention becomes sharp. Your progress becomes fast. Now I want to ask you something important. If you could change one habit in your English learning this week, what would it be? Think carefully, because one tiny habit can shift your entire trajectory. The emotional tension rises here because you are standing at the edge of transformation. You now know why you struggle. You now understand the invisible barrier, and in the next part, you will learn exactly how to break it. Not someday, not later, but in 2 minutes, with a command that resets your mind and builds the foundation for mastery. Take a breath. This part is different. The tone softens. The message deepens. I want you to hear this clearly. No one is born confident in English. No one is born with perfect focus. People grow because they learn the rituals that support their mind. A ritual is not superstition. It is structure. It is stability. It is the bridge between chaos and clarity. Your mistakes do not define you. Your slow days do not define you. Your past struggles do not decide your future. What decides your future is the state you choose each time you begin. Your mind is like water when it is shaken. It is cloudy when it is still. It becomes clear. You cannot see your progress in a storm. You must calm the water first. This is where the English flow command begins. A 2-minute ritual that prepares your mind for deep learning. Clear your desk. Remove everything that does not belong to this moment. Let your brain understand that only one task matters now. Focus on your breath. Use the double sniff through your nose. Then let a long, slow exhale leave your mouth. Repeat it. This resets your nervous system so your thoughts can settle. Choose one tiny English move, a single sentence, a short recording of your voice, a small practice you can complete without fear. Let this be your starting point. Then make your 90-minute commitment. Say it slowly for the next 90 minutes. This is all that matters. This is not about perfection. It is about entering the right state. Once your state is aligned, your progress becomes natural, predictable, strong. You have reached the moment where every learner must make a choice. There are two paths in front of you. The first is the path you already know, the path of constant distraction, the path of scattered attention, the path where you try. Why?